As someone who spent so much time at Turner with Chuck and Shaq and Ernie and Kenny, and that entire crew is not just those four guys. It is a legit family of campus of people over there. Can you explain to people how much the NBA on TNT not just means to you, but just means to the entire sort of lexicon and culture of basketball that we've known since the past 40 years?
Yeah, well, I think it's some of it's self-explanatory. Like, Inside's the best studio show in the history of television. Sports studio show in the history of television. Like, it's not close. There's nothing close. Don't come to me with Baseball Tonight or any of the highlight shows in the NFL, which some of which are good, but nothing is been like Inside. Like, it's been on, in its current iteration, 25 years. When Chuck got here, basically is what I'm talking about. Since Barkley got there. And since then, and then you added Shaq a few years ago, it's been, it's a Leviathan. It's just a monster. Like, you could spend hours just looking at the best of clips of Inside moments that went viral. And it wasn't by design. It wasn't like anybody said, hey, Chuck, tell us about the time you were in the steam room and the guy gave you a bracelet. Like, he just volunteered that, and it became one of these incredible moments because nobody believed what he was talking about. Nobody thought it was insane, and you could any number, 50 of them you could come up with, right? And so it was that. It was their honesty about the game. Sometimes the games are not good. Like, there were some games that we did that weren't good. Like, and instead of talking down, I think it's talking down to viewers to say, yeah, but there was so much going on, even though they're up by 30 at halftime. There's so much going on in this game. I think you're insulting the viewer when you say, there's so much activity going on. No, the game sucks. Come on, this is a terrible game.
Right.
It's okay to say this game sucks. It's awful, because it does suck sometimes.
Like you said, they saw it. The fans see it just like you do.
Like, why are you lying to them? Like, people want you to lie to the people watching the show. So I actually thought it was more honest to be honest, right? So, they were the fulcrum upon which people talked about the NBA based on what they talked about, the way they viewed the game. And you can disagree with how they looked at the game. But they were what people talked about. All due respect to the people that X and O it. God bless them. I learned a lot reading the X and O people. They're really good. Some of them are excellent, including, I will say this, Caitlin Cooper, who's been doing the Pacers for years. She's outstanding. X and O'ing it. Like, she's great at this. Like, I learn a lot listening to her and reading her stuff. That's not for a large scale audience every Thursday night on national television. Right. It's a different audience. I don't know why people don't understand that. Like, you can't spend 20 minutes before a game on national television just X and O'ing it. And here's what they're going to do. Here's how they're going to attack the flare. And here's the Iverson cut that's going to get this guy open. And you can run this series, like, you can run a double stagger. Yeah, okay, I get it. Like, worth talking about. Maybe just not on national television every week to a large audience, most of whom are not that well versed in the intricacies of basketball. You're going to lose them. I did enough television over 30 years, Vinny, to know the average time that somebody spends before they decide whether they're going to keep watching you or not is somewhere between 2 and 6 seconds. 2 and 6 seconds. They click you on, they look at you for 2 to 6 seconds, and they either keep watching you or they change the channel. So
I'm the same way.
That's everybody. Okay? So if I'm talking about how to ice this pick and roll, chances are, not everybody, there'll be some people who go, wow, I'm really interested in how they're going to ice the pick and roll. But most people are going to go, click. Okay? That's life. Right. That's reality. That's reality. And so to expect those guys to spend incredible, voluminous amounts of time on X and O'ing it just is not realistic for a national television show that's on every week. So I don't know, man. I mean, I just think that they were an incredible, you know, they were the centerpiece of the NBA to me. Like, who watched the NBA on a regular basis and didn't watch Inside every week? Like, who are those people? Like, I don't think there's a whole lot of people. I don't think there's a huge stack of NBA fans who go, I love the NBA, but I never watch Inside. Okay.
Right.
Maybe.
It's the other way around. It's people who don't watch the NBA as much, but you're watching Inside.
I watch Inside. And so, and that's not even talking about the actual game broadcast, which I was on for most of 14 years. Which are, again, the best. It's all due respect to everybody else who covers the NBA. The TNT group was the best. It's the best. Come on. Marv Albert and Kevin Harlan. You got Mike Breen's in the Hall of Fame, and he's great. He's great. I'm cool with Marv and with Kevin Harlan too. Like they're pretty good too. Right,
so Doug Collins and Hubie Brown,
and the analysts
and
were
Steve
first
Kerr.
rate.
Oh my God, they were just great.
The production was first rate. I just, it was an honor to work for them for 14 years. It was an honor. It was the best job I ever had. It was, and I said this the other night. I got let go by ESPN in 2004, and I had a wife and a baby. 3-month-old baby, and we had just started renovating our house top to bottom because I thought I'd be at ESPN forever, so I can do this. And Turner saved me. Not that I wouldn't have found another job. I would have done something for a living, but the trajectory of my career was saved because Turner hired me and gave me a platform and told me, do what you do. We don't want you to do what you don't do. Cover the league the way you cover the league. Interview people the way you interview them. And I can't tell you what that did to me and for me at that point in my life, because I thought I was a complete failure. Like I thought I was the worst reporter in the history of the world. And I wasn't, but I need somebody to tell me that I wasn't. And it was Turner who told me, no, we love you. Do your thing. And that led to so many things, including getting into the Hall of Fame. I don't think I get in the Hall of Fame if I hadn't worked at Turner. I just don't. And didn't get a chance to write every week. Maybe that's why I wrote that insane column for 14 years. And it was anywhere between 8,000 and 10,000 words a week on average.
Oh my God. On average. That's insane. And
I don't know. To this day, I don't know how I did it or why I did it. I just wanted to do it. Because I grew up reading the Gammon's column in the Boston Globe, the baseball notes column. I wasn't even a baseball fan, but I just thought, God, this is really well written. This is amazing what this guy does. How do you do this every week? And so that's what I grew up with. And I thought, well, then if I should do that. Because Peter King had started doing a Monday morning quarterback. And in my first column, I said, this is a blatant ripoff of Monday morning quarterback. This is what it is. I wanted something like that for the NBA, and that's why I did it.